looks like there is not going to be any Apple event. It looks like there might not be any October event or anything for the rest of the year, because it looks like we might be getting some website refreshes, and it could be any day. And let's talk about the products that were supposed to be in October: the iPad Pro and the new MacBook Pro. Alright, before we start the video, I just want to say quickly that today's episode is brought to you by Slate Chocolate Milk. As you know, Slate Chocolate Milk has been a great partner to the Technoid Show. I want to thank them for their continued support in protecting not only the value of what my show brings, but also believing in me enough to give me this partnership. Head on over to slatemilk.com, find your next favorite flavor like vanilla latte, milk chocolate, French vanilla, any flavor you like. It's lactose free, 20 grams of protein, has enough caffeine in here to replace your coffee, and 0 added sugar. Head on over to slatemilk.com, use the promo code TECHNOID to save yourself some money. Now we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the first story. Alrighty, the first story, the main story of the day, is really kind of two stories combined into one, so we're just going to kind of separate them, but basically anything that was supposed to come out in the October event is the main story. Now, it's been a little while since we've heard from Apple since their September event, and a lot of people were thinking that we were going to see an October event because usually they do it every October. Well, it seems that this year Apple doesn't look like they're going in that route, because usually around now would have been their October event, and usually we would have gotten invites last week and then following up. Well, it looks like we're getting none of that, because not only are we hearing more reports saying that it will be just a website refresh, but now we're hearing reports that a lot of people are saying that Apple might be doubling down on a lot of the things that they were going to do with a lot of the products that we were speculating and reporting on. And the biggest product that's going to get the biggest hit is reportedly the iPad Pro. Now, I want to just say this for the record, that a majority of what we've talked about on this show with all the iPad Pro reports have been consistent up until this point. Because now we're hearing reports from Ross Young and several other analysts, which I will group together and leave links in the description if you want to read the articles yourself. But essentially, the iPad Pro is still going to be released. A lot of these products are going to get a website refresh, so we won't see them get displayed or shown previews on stage or anything like that. It seems that for this year, Apple doesn't see, or at least based on perception, that these products don't warrant an event, where they're not a significant jump. Now, that could be true, could be false, we don't know. But it seems that, according to Ross Young, the new iPad Pros are not going to be what we expected, and it comes in two areas: the display and the technology. Starting with the display, Ross Young claims that the 11-inch iPad Pro will not be getting the mini LED screen, it will not be getting the Liquid Retina XDR. Instead, the iPad Pro 12.9-inch model will continue to be the exclusive iPad Pro with mini LEDs. Now, this is a huge negative for anybody that was holding out. Me, I personally didn't believe we were getting it, so I never had to worry about it. I just went and got the iPad Pro regardless. But now we're seeing that for those that did hold out for this, it's going to be bad, because in a way I feel like a lot of people wanted the new iPad Pro with mini LED technology, and now we're hearing reports that that just might not be the case, and it kind of sucks for a lot of people, and I kind of feel bad. Me, I didn't believe in it from the start, so I ended up just getting the M1 iPad Pro, especially when it was on sale. So I don't really upgrade my tablet as much, so for me it's not the biggest thing in the world. But now we're hearing reports that the 12.9-inch model is going to be getting the premium features that were supposed to be on the 11-inch. Now, this one is a little bit of a wild card, but according to several analysts, it seems that Apple wants to reserve the MagSafe reverse wireless charging and wireless charging feature for the bigger iPad Pro, and the 11-inch may not get that. And one of the main reasons we're hearing from these reports is the size of battery that's inside of the 12.9-inch being more power efficient, being able to power more products, and also with MagSafe charging enabled to enable reverse wireless charging. Now, again, this goes back to everything we're talking about with these reports shaking up. This is usually that time when things start to solidify and things start to sound more accurate. And if the reports are true that Apple is going to reserve the 12.9 inch as the base model, or the premium model as I would say, to get all these premium features, then you have to ask yourself the question, at what point do we start to wonder what's going on with the 11 inch and when is Apple going to do that? Now again, these reports are still coming in. We could be seeing a website refresh probably tomorrow. Based on when this video uploads, we could see it refresh tomorrow. It could happen any day. But what we're hearing is that it may be a step back, but it could be a step forward for the bigger model. We'll have to wait and see what Apple does, but based on these reports and based on everything we've talked about, I'm starting to wonder, because the M2 chip is not only going to be the biggest increase in performance for these iPads, but hearing the reports of MagSafe and hearing about mini LEDs, it would have warranted a little bit better for the 11 inch, because I feel like the 11 inch is a great tablet, and I feel like a lot of people really wanted that one to kind of get the same thing as the big one. So it kind of does suck a little bit. It does. But you never know. Maybe Apple will change their mind. We'll see. Alrighty, the next story, the last story of the day, is of course the other products that were supposed to be released alongside of the iPad Pro, the MacBook. Now, as you know, we've already got the refreshed MacBook Air. Now the report's saying that we will be seeing a refreshed MacBook Pro with the M2 Pro and M2 Max chip, which is standard to be believed because we kind of knew Apple was going to do that. But we're also hearing reports that macOS Ventura will also be debuting at the end of October, along with iPadOS 16 and Stage Manager. That has been one of the biggest issues that Apple has faced, because a lot of people from the start did not like that iPadOS 16 limited Stage Manager to the newer iPads, but now we're hearing reports that Apple is now allowing for older iPads to have access to Stage Manager, which I think is a great move all around. I really think that Apple should do that instead of holding back features on other products, but at the time of when they released it, it made sense to put it in the M1 chip because that was the iPad that everybody wanted to be able to take full advantage of the hardware. But going back to the MacBook Pro for just a second, I don't know why I just did that. The MacBook Pro M2 will of course be getting its Pro and Max chip, as I said before. The other changes will be very minimal, according to several analysts, and even Mark Gurman chimes in and says that you really shouldn't expect the world of these new MacBook Pros. It won't be as significant as the M1 Pro and M1 Max MacBook Pros that you got from last year. Now, of course, I got my MacBook Pro. I jumped on the bandwagon. I did that. I got it, so I'm happy with the purchase. I will not be upgrading. I don't see the need or warrant to want to upgrade my MacBook Pro for an M2. The only thing that I would consider upgrading if I had to do it would be the M Max chip. I think that would be the only change that I would do if I was to get a new one. But now that I'm talking about it and putting everything together, I can now kind of see why Apple didn't do an October event and might just do a website refresh. So it kind of makes sense with what we're hearing with the reports and news. But it would have been nice to have had an event. I always look forward to October events more than September events. But that's everything we know, and just be on the lookout because the Apple website could be refreshed as soon as tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. And that's it for today's episode of Technoid. Now guys, before we end the video, I have to make this quick announcement. For the next few weeks before Halloween, I will be doing some more live streams. I'll be doing more live episodes because we have officially decorated the studio. It's finally got its Halloween makeover. I did it. I finally got it done. So we're gonna debut the Halloween decorations on the next live episode of Technoid, and we're gonna be using this set piece for the next couple of weeks. There will be more live episodes than filmed episodes like this, but I just want to really take advantage of all the hard work that I put into decorating the set and also just have some fun with you guys because it's Halloween season. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share. If you like the video, like button. Dislike the video, you hit the dislike button. Helps circulate my vids. How's that, everyone? Thank you so much for watching. I gotta go take a nap. I'm tired. Have a great day, everyone, and peace!